Hey there, Dailies. How's it going, hey? Well, Canadian Daily here, and I am here with my top 10 picks of 2017 of things that either, well, happened to me or that affected me in some way. Now, my number 10 pick is my iron infusions. Yes, as I have stated before, I've had to have iron infusions because I was anemic, and these things were not fun, although the needles in the rear are a lot worse. Oh yeah, I had these infusions done and I do feel better. I still will be receiving them, continuing on as maintenance, but it was something new for me in 2017. Something that I didn't particularly care for because I knew it was going to involve IVs and stuff, and I don't like IVs. I don't like needles at all. But anyway, that being said, number 9, I decided to make a Christmas light controller for myself. You know, and it took me a whole year to figure out, get this thing correct and get the coding right on this and everything and get it to work right. And I finally did. So that came in as number 9, and that was a challenge for me. It took me, like I said, the whole year to do it. Getting frustrated a lot of the time, putting it aside and everything. And well, I thought I had it working back in March, but it was a total failure. So it just didn't do what it was supposed to do. It was working completely in reverse. And I found out why. It was because I was using the wrong relays and my code was kind of wrong. But anyway, I got that all fixed up and now it's working 100%. Cheers. Oh yeah, number 8. Gotta be Canada's worst drivers right here in this city. It has been deemed that Halifax has Canada's worst drivers. Yeah, and you can see that every day. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. It is University City, so whether or not it is all the university people that's adding to the congestion and the issues around the city, it could very well be. There was a lot of construction and all that going on as well this year. However, when it comes to the worst driving, that has nothing to do with it. It's just the way that people don't really give about anybody or anything. They park in handicap lots and everything, which really disturbs me because I do have a handicap parking permit, and I find people parked in them all the time that shouldn't be, or they're using someone else's permit, and it's really disturbing. But they just can't drive to take up 2 or 3 lots. I can understand if you have a big truck or something and over it hangs, but at the same time, if you got a small car, don't take up 2 or 3 lots. It's freaking stupid. And cutting people off, going through yellow and red lights. These people around here just don't know how to drive. This guy thought he was in the Dukes of Hazzard and ended up in the abutment to the overpass. Now, number 7. Very important. Home invasions. This happened almost 2 or 3 times to us back in the summer. They never got in, of course, but all the same, it's pretty scary. So make sure your doors are unlocked and everything is tight, and don't let anyone in that you don't know. And at number 6 has to be the national news that comes on at 10 p.m. every night. And what happened here was Peter Mansbridge, the anchor, retired, and they weren't sure who was going to fill it in for him. So they decided to take 4 of the top anchors, the other anchors, and switch them around. So it is being hosted now by 4 anchors, and they're doing it at different times and a different direction, I guess you want to call it. They wanted to go in a new direction with the national. So they did that, and that was a pretty big turnaround to see CBC do something like that. And it changed a little bit of the way the news has been broadcast at the 10 o'clock news, which is the nightly news, everything right across Canada. Clocking in at number 5, it's got to be one of the worst retail scenarios ever, is Sears Canada calling it bust. And I mean, they were going to close 59 stores originally. In October, they received their authorization to go ahead and liquidate all of the stores across Canada. So basically, Sears Canada, gone bottoms up. Kenmore brand products, no longer serviced. Who's going to service them? No one knows. All the service contracts on this type of stuff, we lost our money on it and that kind of thing. So that really sucked a big toe, and they really didn't care. They were bringing stuff in to the stores just before Christmas to sell that wasn't, I don't believe, was even some of their product. I don't even know where they were getting some of this stuff from. It was nothing but junk. And coming in at number 4 is the Canadian drone law this year for rules for flying recreational drones. If you're flying for fun, and of course this is if your drone weighs more than 250 grams, up to 35 kilograms, you have to follow these rules. Under 250 grams, those little teeny weeny drones that you find at Walmart and that, you can fly the hell out of them and do whatever the hell you want and hit whatever you want. But according to these new rules, if you're over 250 grams and below 35 kilograms, you have to adhere to these rules. And that was put forth by the Transport Minister here in Canada, Mark Garneau, who was Canada's first astronaut. And I think all the drone users would be with me in saying that we wish that the Canadian Space Agency would take Mark Garneau back and send him back out in space and leave him out there with his stupid drone laws. Number 3, Gore Downey, who passed away this year. He was always raising awareness in the Indigenous community with issues in regards to the residential schools, the missing women, and many, many more issues that was plaguing the Indigenous communities. He was a big advocate for that, and can't thank him enough for doing something like that. So this guy really touched me. I've always followed the Tragically Hip over the years, and one of the songs was called Ahead by a Century, and Gord, you definitely were ahead by a century. And clocking in at number 2 has to be, the big topic of the year in the government was the legalization of Mary J. Yes, Mary J. If you wanna, will be legalized in 2018, July 1st. And, all the stuff that's been going on to actually get it legalized and whatnot has been a hot story this whole year here in Canada, and how the provinces are going to go about getting it legalized, and who's going to pay for what, and how it's going to be dispensed, and all this business. Well, I think I'll do another video on that one just in itself to explain, how things are going to be done come July 1st. But anyway, that is my number 2 pick. Which leads me into my number 1 pick of 2017, which was all my friends that I have made on my YouTube channel, and subscribers that have subscribed to me, friends that I just talked to, whether they've subscribed or not, and just the general YouTube family has really became my number 1 thing in 2017 that I've really enjoyed. Now, I only have 59 subscribers, mind you, but I'd really like to double, triple, quadruple that, or really get it up this year in 2018. So let's see how far we can get. Let's get some interesting topics out there and everything else, and maybe all my friends can tell their friends, etc., etc. Let's all help one another out and have a great 2018 for everybody. In the meantime, I'd just like to say Happy New Year to everybody, and let's hope 2018 brings health and happiness to everybody. And remember, love and live life to the fullest.